We're speaking with Matej Michalko today, founder of Decent, to talk about his latest project, DCTDAO. Matej, good to have you here. Welcome to the show. Could you tell us more about yourself?
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me here. My name is Matej Michalko, and I'm founder and CEO of Decent and also founder of DCTDAO. So today we'll be speaking principally about DCTDAO. I have more than 10 years of experience in the Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and blockchain industry. I started to get involved with Bitcoin in mid-2010 as an early miner on CPU. Then I switched to GPUs, FPGAs, ASIC. So I've been in the very, very beginnings of Bitcoin. And then basically in 2013, in November, I organized the second Bitcoin conference that took place in the UK called Bitcoin Expo 2013 in London, where we had more than 1,000 people. And we got quite traction for the early Bitcoin industry at that time. I also organized the first international Bitcoin conference that took place in China. It was in Shanghai in 2014, and it was called Bitcoin Expo 2014. And we got also featured in the local media such as Shanghai Daily and People's Daily and all those places before basically Bitcoin get any major traction in China. I organized that. Then I did some marketing. I had a marketing firm called Bitcoin Marketing, which was the first crypto digital marketing agency back in 2013. I also did the consulting as a consultant in the Isle of Man, basically government-related consulting with the Department of Economic Development. And then in 2015, early 2015, I founded Decent, basically when we were focusing on the digital content distribution on blockchain. We passed through some early ICOs. We got the top 9 ICO 2016. We raised more than 5,000 Bitcoins at the time. Of course, the valuation was different, right? And then we basically built the whole ecosystem, and we are enabling many projects, right, to benefit from a high-speed blockchain platform. And basically right now we are making it quantum proof and interconnected. So, my last 10 years were full-time really with focus on Bitcoin, blockchain, and cryptocurrency. So this is something I'm really interested in. I live with it, I love it, and basically DCTDAO is the natural continuation of what we are doing basically. So those were a few words about myself. I was very active also in China before the COVID started, before early 2020. I lived there for a couple of years, so I'm very familiar with China as well.
Yeah, and I did a quick research on Decent. It was quite established, and it has launched a public blockchain, Core. And with your latest project, DCTDAO, looks like you're trying to fix up issues with the crypto trading platforms these days. So could you tell us what problems do you see on crypto trading platforms, and how does DCTDAO fix this?
Right. So how DCTDAO fix this. So first of all, the problems are, if you look at last year, right, with the DeFi summer where the DeFi decentralized finance started to be popular, right? The decentralized exchanges started to be popular, right? Because I remember the ecosystem since the very beginning, right? I remember the times of Mt. Gox, right? And basically the empty Gox, the Japanese exchange, right, by the French person, Carpeles, was the only place where one could have exchanged Bitcoins, right? Then this exchange got hacked, right? Kind of a lot of Bitcoins were lost to user funds, right? So it's kind of these CEX centralized exchanges have this problem, right? There is a middleman, there is an intermediary, right? And a single point of failure, right, which can get hacked and kind of controlling the access to the ecosystem, right? So finally with Uniswap, right, they did a great job since 2018 developing the AMM, automated market making, smart contracts, right, on Ethereum blockchain with an interface, and they started to get a lot of users basically last year. It's a new era for basically the blockchain, where the blockchains are at the moment, right, by doing the swaps, right, the AMM swaps of the assets, right, on the blockchain. So the current problems are basically problems, right? I wouldn't say this is really a problem or issue, but it's kind of a natural step of the development, right, because this ecosystem is quite young still. is that Uniswap, and other DEX such as SushiSwap, and there is the Chinese one. forgot the name of that one. I think it's already bigger than Uniswap by volume. The issues are basically that those exchanges are on one single blockchain, right? So there is maybe only Ethereum, right? And there is this Pancake Swap for Binance Smart Chain. There are some others, but there are not really exchanges, decentralized exchanges that would combine many blockchains together, right? So enable the seamless experience for the users, right? Not caring about on which blockchain the assets are, whether it's Ethereum, Huobi chain, or Binance Smart Chain, or Phantom, or whatever else, right? So basically, the current status is that there is not a truly cross-chain DEX. This doesn't exist, right? So this is the issue number one: absence of cross-chain DEX. The issue number two is the high transaction fees actually for Ethereum, right? Ethereum blockchains, right? If you need to pay $100 in the gas fee just to do the transaction, that's a huge. And I'm not talking about the liquidity edition, right? The liquidity mining edition, right? This is even more, right? So gas fees, right? Ethereum is coming with their, Ethereum 2.0, all right, proof of stake, but it's not here yet, right? At the moment, it's not here yet, so no one knows what's going to happen and when this is going to really come, right? Because we are talking about this for 7 years already. This is going to come, but we don't know yet, right? So basically, yeah. So this is the issue number two. Second, the fees, and the third is the hacking, right? The DeFi and smart contracts in general got hacked, right? A lot of money was lost. There was of user funds, starting with the DAO in 2016, right, where a lot of user funds were lost, and then there were some transactions reversed in the ETH, Ethereum blockchain, and then Ethereum Classic started, and so on. And then there were parity wallet hacks, and then DeFi hacks, right, and recently the Pancake Swap DNS hack, right, when a lot of user funds were lost and so on. So this is the issue number three. So to summarize it, the first one is basically absence of cross-chain experience for the user. The second one are high transaction fees, and the third one is the cybersecurity, which can be improved.
Yeah. So for these three areas, how does DCTDAO come up with a unique solution to solve this?
Yeah, so for the first one, building in cross-chain, so DCTDAO is a cross-chain DEX, and we will be launching the beta version this month. We announced it for Q2, but we will have it this month, most probably, because the development is there already. So we are testing it out with users and so on. So we will see. So there is a lot to come. So it's a cross-chain DEX. So we would launch on multiple chains, right? So we will include. We do it on Polkadot Moonbeam, right? Because Polkadot provides this cross-chain experience by default with the relay chain, and basically we built on Moonbeam blockchain, which we have MVP available on our website right now. And this parachain Moonbeam is still in testnet, right? So they're gonna release in Q2, so this quarter, or Q3, so we will see. But of course, we're going to launch our cross-chain product earlier, right? Combining more blockchains together, right? So Polkadot Moonbeam, of course, when it comes, and we would go with Ethereum, probably Phantom. We have Phantom blockchain there, and Binance Smart Chain, and maybe some others. So it will be a truly cross-chain experience, right? Since the beta version for the user. So this is what we are. We are the cross-chain DEX, right? Then, of course, for the transaction fees. For the Ethereum users, right, we enable, DCTDAO is enabling, the beta version, we enable to swap, right, their assets through bridges from Ethereum to another blockchain with lower transaction fees, right? So they can move their assets and basically save the fees, right? So we are becoming almost gasless, right, compared to the Ethereum fees. And the third, for the cybersecurity, we are working on a quantum resistant version of the exchange, right? So we have a team of developers which are basically focusing on making the blockchain quantum resistant by implementing the quantum resistant algorithm specified by NIST, right? So it will be finished in Q1, the alpha version Q1 next year, because it takes, of course, time. It doesn't exist yet. So we would become basically the first cross-chain DEX with low to zero transaction fees, which is going to be quantum resistant. And I think this is the best what we can provide to the market, and it is the natural answer to those three issues which exist in the DeFi and blockchain ecosystems right now.
And you briefly touched on your team. Could you tell us more, say, your team size and any notable people or skill set?
Yeah, currently we are giving 5 dedicated people as a team members working on DCTDAO since the inception at the beginning of this year till now, and we have a quantum computing scientists and cryptographers which are joining right now, and we will announce them soon. So we plan to have around 10 people working on this dedicated, and then we of course have some contractors and part-time people which would join later on, but the core team is right now about it's 5 people right now.
Looking at the roadmap, this project is pretty new. Could you tell us so far what you have done and what are your next steps?
Sure. So we started in the beginning of this year with DCTDAO, and we right now have an working MVP on a Moonbeam, testnet, and Ropsten at the moment, which you can test on our website. Anyone just can test it. And right now we are preparing the release of the beta version, which will be this month, right? The cross-chain beta version with liquidity mining and so on. So what we are basically preparing are our liquidity mining pools for the users to provide the liquidity and mine the DCTD tokens. And we are going to do it in a way that we will create basically VIP pools where people can use the DCTD token to get access to, and those pools will have the superior APR and APY compared to other pools, right? So there will be the access. So we are working on the release of the beta, and then of course the release of the full product, which will be later on this year, probably even earlier than Q4, because our development is going quite well, and we want to make it as cross-chain, as possible by combining multiple popular blockchains. And then we are planning the launch of our launchpad, basically to enable new products to new projects to join our DEX, and basically with the launchpad services we will provide them the automatic listing and consulting on our DEX, and we have basically an ecosystem of partners basically the projects can benefit from. So it's not only for existing projects but for new projects that would come as well, and we would launch this in May, the launchpad, so people can join us in here.
Yeah, I think the launchpad aspect is getting really hot these days, and even your project DCTDAO is using TrustSwap launchpad. So could you tell us why you have chosen to go with TrustSwap instead of other choices?
Yeah, so concerning TrustSwap, basically we talked to a number of launchpad platforms to do the ITO, and we chose TrustSwap basically because of thanks to their great support and their great team. So they helped us with the launch, and they provided us introduction to their partners, and they did a great work, and they have a great community of supporters. So we are really happy with the choice of the TrustSwap.
Nice. And could you tell us more about DCTD tokens? You did mention it could be used for liquidity mining.
First of all, it's liquidity mining, right? So people can get some reward from the liquidity provision, right? Unlike on Uniswap, right? For example, they don't get this, so it will be something more like SushiSwap kind of thing, but it's a superior APR basically. Then the DCTD tokens will guarantee the access to the VIP mining pools, right? So if people stake them, log them for some time, they will get this access there. Then also DCTDAO, as it is a DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, the tokens are used for voting, right, for the development of the projects and the community government. So DCTDAO, DCTD is a governance token as well. So we would release the governance platform as soon as well. Then of course it will give access to people on the launchpad and the early access to the new projects investment if they are interested. So those are the main functions of this token. This is its utility.
There's a lot of development going on, but where do you see DCTDAO in 2 years' time?
Yeah, I would I see it. I see this one of the top market players, in an established place in the DEX space, right, in the decentralized exchanges. So we want really to be the cross-chain Uniswap, right, of what we have. So this is where I see it in 2 years. But of course, let's see how the market develops, right? Because the cryptocurrency market, it works in cycles, right? There is a bull market and there is a bear market, right? I've been in this for more than 10 years, so I went through all the cycles. Yeah, it depends on that. It depends on the community support as well, right? Because if the bull market, then there is a more attention from the public, right? You see more Bitcoin in the media, right, in the mainstream media and so on. Your taxi driver is telling you about the blockchain, right? And when there is bear market, then not many people mention it and so on. So it's rather bad PR, but the markets move in cycles, right? This is what we need to understand. So linear planning, like in 2 years, it always works, but it will a lot depend also on the status of the development of the whole market, because we are in this all together and we are developing this all together.
So Matej, it's great to have you here. And before we close, could you tell our viewers where to follow the project?
Yeah, all right. Thank you so much. So the project, you can go on the website, is DCTDAO.org, DCTDAO.org, right? This is the website. Then you have all the links to the social media there. We are on Twitter, Twitter/DCTDAO, right? The same. Then we are on Telegram as well. And we are, where else we are? I think those are the main channels, like Twitter, Telegram, and then the website. We are not on Discord. So yeah, if you go on our website, you will find all the information. Thank you.
Great, Matej. It's great chatting with you, and good luck with the project.